Welcome, everybody, good day. My name is Bahzad.
My name is Risa.
And we are broadcasting live from Yokohama, Japan, to bring to you the Wonder Looper live stream, the greatest live stream in the history of all live streams. We're going to talk to you guys all about the wonders of Wonder Looper, probably a few off-topic things, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So, everybody, welcome. Let us know where you're tuning in from. What are you wearing today? We're going to talk about what we're wearing today. We're going to check in with the chat. We're going to do all that good stuff here. We've got some familiar faces. I always start off with the familiar faces in the crowd. We've got Mr. Solvents. Hello from Scotland, writing this 6 hours before the show. Have a good one, guys. Well, thank you very much. And remember, you can leave a chat comment in the chat before the live stream even starts. So even if you can't join us live, you can send your message, or if you've got something to plug, throw it in there. Who knows? Maybe I'll read it.
Some questions.
Yeah. We've got the more. Good to see you, my friend. Greetings from the DMV. We are having a gloomy, threatening rain kind of day here in the DC area.
I saw that New York subway got flooded again.
Yeah, that's just normal. That's a normal day.
Quite often.
Yeah, that's a normal day in New York. But over here in Japan, we
had like a gorilla rain.
Gorilla rain. Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. It just hit us hard, real fast, and furious fast, and then it was gone. But there was like a typhoon in the area, so I think it missed us. But it's still kind of gray and gloomy right now as well.
But yesterday we had a break from like scorching heat.
Right.
I feel like we're back today.
Right, but it's still gray and gloomy, and I suspect it's going to rain some more. It's going to be like 35. Tomorrow's going to be 37, also gray and gloomy. So it's tough when it's gray, gloomy, and rainy.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird combination.
Humidity.
And then we also had that tsunami warning the other day. And then I got like, my inbox was flooded with are you okay? Are you okay? Where are you right now? And I'm like, I'm right by the ocean. Like the Yokohama harbor is like right there. And anyhow, nobody was seemingly panicking. I don't think there was any major damage.
Yeah, I think a lot of beaches closed. Like they didn't let people in there, but
for some warnings and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a interesting environment here in Japan. You kind of get it all. So anyhow, that's just been this crazy week so far. Yukon Savage says, speaking of interesting environments, the Yukon, hello from the Klondike today. Started off with heavy rain, but has turned into a beautiful day. Veggies and berries in our garden have finally started to ripen. Well, that's
nice.
Fantastic. We've got Sean, first time getting to tune in live and have a 45-minute commute home. Great timing. Well, thanks for tuning in live and being a part of this. And I hope we can keep you entertained on that commute home. Mr. Sanchez is saying hola from Los Angeles, and Kevin Kopelkamp rocking my Foxy t-shirt and my MIJ14s today. Is naked and famous denim MIJ14s today. Ian says DC is in the house. We've got Nbraz. I don't know I'm saying that right or wrong, but hello from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Milwaukee. That's the pronunciation. I learned that from Wayne's World. Alice Cooper does a nice explanation of the name Milwaukee. Elaine is checking in from Hawaii, wearing the Fox Fiber tee, Orslo fatigues, and Viberg chukkas. I'm gonna say, you know what? Let's do the fit check today because we had one of our regulars. He was sending me an email the other day, and he sent me some fit pics. I'm like, man, I wear that outfit all the time, and that outfit that you're explaining there also sounds like the outfit I'm wearing today, and it's the fatigues, Fox Fiber t-shirt. Denim shirt. I've been rocking this all summer long. I've got a nice little bandana today. And on the feet, we got some Yucatan chukkas with the ripple sole here. So, this is a summer Bahzad outfit, which also works well in the fall. This is an all year outfit. It just depends on the weight of the pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably too cold for winter, but
Too
other
cold for
than
winter. Yeah,
you
but
just
indoors
put it
in the
on
winter, no problem. Or what I'll do is I'll do the fox fiber Henley. That's the way to go.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh wait. Hat check. We've got the Naked and Famous denim. This is the Japan Heritage 5-panel cap. I've had this since its inception, many years, and I've got the G-Shock on the wrist here. This is the MRGB 5000 titanium edition here. So there you go. And we've got Go Punta Cana Real Estate. Hey, that sounds familiar. You know it does, my friend, Mr. Go Punta Cana Real Estate, the greatest real estate agent in all of Punta Cana. By the way, he's the one who sent me that kind message. And Risa, what are we rocking today?
I am wearing my ELS recycled cotton slub tee today. I'm wearing the Ikuru color. It's nice. It's a little bit thick on a day like this, but it's okay. I'm wearing a linen overshirt, like a shirt, and this is my white pants, white trousers. I think it's Uniqlo, but and then my
Your fuzzy
rabbit fur.
Yeah, these are great. Rabbit fur,
Great. Yeah.
fuzzy sandals. These are wonderful.
Yeah, it's the brand called Kitan.
Kitan, it's our friend here
Yeah.
in Japan. She makes this brand. She's the designer. Yeah.
And then I got I always have this watch and forever, but this one's the Porsche Designs like watch that was
let's get
made in the 80s.
Right in there. Get a nice look at it. Although it's a little upside down for anybody looking, but you can see cool watch.
Nice.
And I like your necklace, your gold necklace.
This one is the Canadian gold coin. So it's got I think it's got a maple.
It's got a maple leaf and then the queen.
Yeah. But I found it in my grandfather's home.
There you go. Worked out well.
Yeah.
It's nice to find old gold coins in your grandparents' house. All right. Well, there you go. There's our fit checks. I wonder what you guys are wearing. Maybe something similar. I don't know. I just feel like in our little world, this is a lot of rugged wear uniforms. You know.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Yeah.
It all starts to mesh together pretty well. I like it. You know. I'm game. You know why I like this so much? Because even though people start to fit in their own little fashion tribes here and there. I just find that this tribe that we're in, we're a little less concerned with current trends, and we're much more focused on stuff that has really stood the test of time, right? Whereas, you might have been what are those? Remember, 10 years ago, everyone was wearing elastic bottom sweatpants and Adidas boosts and things like that. I'm sure there's maybe some people in the crowd who came from there and then evolved. But, there was also that crowd who jumped from that trend to the next trend to the next trend and just trend hopping all the time. It just gets so tiring.
Yeah.
And this world, which, I was thinking about it. This is the way I rant. I just one idea spurs the next one. I was thinking about it, and the current sort of trend is, that a lot of workwear. So you have a lot of young kids, they're wearing Carhartt pants and, old Carhartt jackets and, a lot of work denim and workwear style. They're getting into raw denim. They're wearing it a little bit differently. It's a little bit more, in some ways, a little bit more fashionable. Really wide pants, and then they're pairing it up with crop, vintage t-shirts and things like that. But I feel just I would say the heritage wave of the 2010s, you get a couple people who hop on for the trend, and then you get a bunch of people who stay. And I just like that the idea that a lot of these fashion kids are hopping on, and they're likely going to stay in the quality world, right? I think it's hard to deviate from putting on classic and especially these kids who are maybe a little bit more in tune in fashion, right? They study it. They learn, they're interested. They're curious about it. And then you start to learn the history about these products, and you're like, man, this stuff is made to last. And this was made, 50, 80, 100 years ago, and it still looks good today. Why am I changing out of this stuff? I'm staying. This is the level I'm staying on. So I'm just excited for more people entering this world. Even though there is a trend aspect to it, right? Trends can often lead to people being like long time believers.
I also think that trend is a little bit more that like you get to know more about the clothing, not just what it looks like, but also, who made it, what went into it, what's the, composition and stuff like that. So I think it's a good thing that people, I don't know, have extra time and probably a little bit of extra money to,
That's true. Yeah, we do live in a world where I would say that, luckily we have more time to invest. I mean, look, if you're in the position to, but I think we have a lot more time to invest into the hobbies and the things that we like, and the ability, whether or not you have the time, at the very least, you have the ability to deep dive and dig and get all that kind of information.
Yeah, relatively quickly. You don't have to go to the library to study.
Right. I do find that also, like, when people get into things, and maybe because of the accessibility of all this information now, people, like, whenever you get into a new hobby, people tend to, like, you get the thing, and then you're like, all right, let's just speed run this and get all the way to the end. So it's like, oh, I just got into raw denim, then all of a sudden you have like 4 pairs of raw denim jeans, 2 pairs of like hardcore boots, and like 3 leather jackets, and like you just start piling it on real quick. Anyways, if that's you, my suggestion is slow down. Okay. I say slow down because you don't know what you're gonna like yet. And if you're just buying all the stuff that people recommend on the internet, like, certainly I think a lot of that like communal knowledge is great, but you might find yourself buying things that you don't enjoy as much as if you had just maybe worn the pieces that you have and figure out the kind of things that you like, and then maybe figure out the next step from there, rather than just buying like the internet's recommendations. I think that's a good start, but don't just keep piling it up. Figure out what works for you, and you'll have a lot better, a lot more curated wardrobe that way. Take it from me, somebody who's bought everything and anything, and I have way too much stuff. Just way too much stuff.
There are some good questions.
Sure.
Elaine says, what is your guys' go-to bags?
Go-to bags.
Did you bring a bag today?
Hold on. I have a couple of go-to bags. I know this bag. We just got a bag.
We got a bag. It's mostly my bag, but because I think it's a little bit cute. I got this bag recently. It's the porter bag, but it actually is in like a very small miniature version of tank, I guess. And it's very nice. It's like a matte black, and it's actually not like a regular material. They had like a different series. Forgot what it was called, but it's just like it's got some gels in here, so it's like like the weight is, you don't feel the weight as much or something like that. It came with like a pouch that contains like a
Japanese cypress wood or something like
a
that.
fragrant,
like fragrance.
I think so that you can like smell nice, which I don't have it on here, but it's a good thought. And then I'm just like, I added some straps just to make make it a little bit more fun. But it's actually a very good bag. It looks small, but it contains a lot of things.
And this bottom part here, you can like strap a water bottle underneath or your umbrella. So I think it's very,
and
very.
It's got lots of pockets. Yeah, I like it.
So we were at the Porter store like 2 weeks ago or something. And
a few weeks ago,
and we saw it, and like we always walk into the Porter store, and which is going to lead into the next part is that my go-to bag often is a Porter bag.
We have a lot of bags.
I really like the quality of their products, and so we've ended up with just quite a few. Every time we walk into the store, it seems like they have something that's interesting, and like they're pricey, but they're not Louis Vuitton pricey. You know what I mean?
Right. It's not like, you can definitely buy a cheaper bag.
Yeah.
But like last time, I don't know if I ever showed it off here, but a Kakeshibu dyed bag. And that one, I feel like it was like the same price as that one. It's just like, it's sounds like there's a lot more work went into that
Yeah.
packaging. But
Sometimes their pricing is
their
a
pricing
little,
is yeah,
hard to understand.
I can't understand it, but maybe there's a lot of
Yeah.
work in there.
Yeah.
But anyways, they do make a lot of good stuff, and again, it's not cheap. But I feel like, because it's not cheap, like you think about it before purchase, and then if you still, want to buy it, that means that is a good value because you're gonna use it,
Yeah.
and you're gonna love it.
Right. Now, my other bag suggestions are very simple because I will recommend this bag because I have like 50 of them. And it's the IKEA bag. It's made out of some sort of plastic material.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Everybody knows this bag.
They
but-
have small versions of this bag. They have big versions of this bag. Almost every day I got to bring something to the office. And so it often comes in here because there's usually big things that need to come. So
Yeah, and when you're done, you just roll
you
it
just
up.
roll it up. They are indestructible. And so having an army of these bags is very, very handy. I highly recommend you get some of these bags. And honestly, I do think they're kind of cool looking. I do like this blue and yellow look to them. It's very neat.
Very good branding.
And then generally speaking, I just like canvas totes. The one I have with me is this one from Hawaii that we got from the Royal Hawaiian Hotel there. I like carrying this around in the summertime because it is very tropically and beautiful. So I really enjoy this bag, though I do have an army of canvas tote bags. And
Canvas tote bags, like we don't usually always buy. We somehow
Right.
get it.
right, we somehow get it, but they have to be heavy duty.
Yeah.
They can't be like those flimsy like giveaway ones. They
Right,
have to be like tough and strong ones. So I do like a nice heavy duty canvas bag. Yeah. So like LL Bean or steel canvas, like in the States, those two make some really good ones. I have a giant what brand is that again? Woolrich woolen wool. It has like the thickest canvas, like super thick, and I use that one a lot as well. So
Yeah.
I have a
That
lot
one-
of bags.
That one weighs a ton on its own.
Yeah.
So like when you put a lot of stuff in it, it just gets too heavy.
It definitely gets a bit heavy, but if you have to lug around heavy duty stuff,
Yeah. I guess you can trust it.
yeah, you can definitely trust it. So there you go. We've got Jumble Zombie says you can get good sales on Porter every once in a while. Well, there you go. Watch out. Definitely watch out for the sales. BD says, I don't think I lean heritage at all, and I try to not even consider it. I search and invest what works for me at my age. Well, there you go. Yeah, some people are very focused on like the heritage look, whereas I also feel like this look is very like
Timeless.
it's very timeless, but it's also very like North American, Canadian, American look, blue jeans and t-shirts and sweatshirts. Like that's,
Natural.
yeah, casual American dad look, you know, like, some people might not want to categorize it like that, but like, it is what it is. And
It's like it's the way it is because it's functional,
Yeah.
right? Like it works in a lot of ways. Like t-shirt is very good,
right.
garment, just
very
easy
versatile,
to wash
yeah.
and whatnot. And for the bottom, like although we make sweatpants, it's like most of the time when you go out, you want to wear woven pants. It's sturdier. It's
Right.
better. Yeah, it just makes sense. I think this kind of outfit.
Right. John Aches says, I antagonize over big purchases. I find something I love and then spend like a week to a month trying to convince myself I don't want it. If I still want it, I buy it. LOL. John, I feel you, but I find that I antagonize myself way more over the smallest
stuff.
purchases.
Me too.
You have no idea how much time I will spend researching USB cables, right? Because there's nothing annoys. There's a lot of things that annoy me, but one of the things that really annoys me is a bad USB cable, right? Does it have power delivery? What kind of power delivery does it have? Is it data and power? Like, the amount of like cables you have in your home, and you put it in, it doesn't charge the thing, or it's not transferring data at good speeds. The worst. So here I am online looking for USB cables. I'm like, oh, that's the right length. That's the right power. That doesn't do data. Okay. And like, there's no good way to like, I guess look at them all at the same time. And then like the ones that do have everything you want, I'm like, oh, am I going to spend $50 on a cable? I don't want to spend $50 on a cable. It sounds like I can get this for a little bit less. And then you spend like an hour looking for something that's going to save you $10 when it's just like, I just spent an hour trying to save $10. Destroys my mind every time. And then when I want something that I want, the amount of times I've walked in and just, oh my God, they have the thing that I want and it's expensive, but they have it. I'm just going to buy it. Like, I don't even think about it sometimes.
I think online purchase, like people overthink a lot because you can like, oh, I'm going to sleep on it. It's going to be in my cart tomorrow, things like that. And it's just like there are open carts in my browser, like, for over like 4 weeks. It's like at this point, I probably should close it and move on with my life. But it's just like, oh, you know what? I'm going to think about it again.
It's kind of fun. I put it in the cart, but there's stuff in my cart that's just been there. And here's the other thing is that in Japan, it's hard to return stuff. If you buy something, it's basically yours. Like if you opened it, it's yours. You're not returning that. And so it kind of, it sometimes really forces you to think about what you need. And so like right now I'm trying to buy a light stand for like some lights we have for the office here. And I'm just like, oh, which light stand do I get? I don't want to make the wrong choice here because if I get it, I'm screwed. Like that's the one I'm living with. And, so there's a lot of times where I'm just like, I'm going to spend a lot more time thinking about this than I need to. And I get it, in the West, in Canada, you're used to buying, something on Amazon you don't like it or Walmart or whatever. You don't like it, you just bring it back, right? You don't know where that goes. Do they put it back on the shelf? Maybe sometimes, other times, they have to like job it. But maybe people don't understand the term jobbing, but like, it's an industry term for like almost anything in like wholesale. And jobbing is like you take sort of the stuff that you can't sell and then you sell it to a jobber. And a jobber is somebody who just buys lots. So they'll buy, like, oh, you got a bunch of fabric? I'll buy all the fabric. I'll pay you pennies on the dollar for it, but I will buy all of it. I will clear you out, and then they'll figure it out. So there's always a guy in every industry who's going to buy the junk. And whether it's junk or not junk or whatever, just there's always a guy. So in wrestling, a jobber is a guy who will lose. He does the job.
John says, I currently have a browser window with 9 tabs on the window loopers. I don't know.
Well, there you go. Well, thank you very much. Soon it will be populated with inventory.
Yes.
Soon.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's talk about that
Sure.
update. So we've been receiving the double heavyweight t-shirts slowly but surely. We're now waiting for, so the big chunks that we're missing is the white. And I think that's kind of a problem because, all the wholesale customers who ordered these t-shirts, they ordered white for sure. So it's like, we're waiting for that to come in. And once we got that in, then we can move forward with, shipping the wholesale customers. And then we'll have them available on our website as well. So that's probably going to happen in, we'll probably receive the white t-shirts and we're actually missing some charcoal and they'll probably come next week, hopefully.
Yeah.
And then
so we'll rush to get those out.
Yeah. A couple of weeks after we will launch it.
Yeah. So stay tuned, everybody. Stay tuned. We'll have those like important announcements.
Yeah.
Shortly. The Moore says, Bahzad, that was good advice not to purchase a bunch of something before figuring out how to style. I should have heard this advice upteenth flannel shirts ago. For the upteenth flannel shirts. Yeah. Yes. I have to say that I'm just going to take whatever L's I've had in my life and turn that into, good stories for you guys.
Yeah.
But good advice.
It's also something that you have to go through yourself. Yeah. It's like, it's easy to hear the advice, but you kind of have to live it.
Yeah. Inevitably, I know what's going to happen. You're gonna go through a couple, like it stings when you buy the thing that you don't want, and maybe you spend a lot of money on it. It stings. Hopefully you can resell it or give it a nice home. Maybe there's a friend or a relative or somebody who will appreciate that. But yeah, you're gonna go through it. Hopefully you don't go through it too much. That's what we're trying to help you with. But you definitely will. There's almost no avoiding it when you're in this hobby space.
Yeah.
Joy Rock says, I have a denim bag, handmade, based on a bag I loved, but wore out and got it patterned and made in denim. Good for you. I like that.
I always have a project like that.
Yeah.
Like I have multiples of projects
Yeah.
like that in my head.
Yeah.
I don't have the time, but
Yeah.
if I get down on it, I think that's a good idea. Because once you like it, you just want to have a way to get it again if that gets lost
Yes.
or gets broken or whatever. So the backup plan is a great idea. And if you have a pattern, now you have infinite backup.
Absolutely. Yeah, that is I love it. And a couple of months ago I lost my wallet. It's heartbreaking because I had that wallet for like 20 years. But I actually had a backup of that wallet. And then I sent that wallet to my buddy over at Wallet Frontier Goods, Mr. Mike. He made me a not an exact replica of it, but his version of it. So he made me that. And then I also made a denim version of it with Risa. So I have my own pattern. I have another leather one. I got so many backups. I can lose my wallet infinite times, which I won't ever again, but I can, and I will never be without my wallet because I like that wallet.
To answer some questions,
Sure.
because there's a bunch. So BD says, do you know how far away the Fox Fiber 70Ts are? A couple weeks. Link.
Yes.
In my world, it wouldn't be couple weeks, but it will happen. Like either end of this month, August, or early September. Like the Fox Fiber Tees are going to be one of the earlier ones of fall delivery. Again, the double heavyweight is the first, but then after that, Fox Fiber Tees or Ultimate Pima Tees would follow.
Yeah.
But those t-shirts would all come relatively quickly.
Yeah.
So that's the current plan, and then after that, I think
Henleys.
actually, I think after that is the Fox Fiber.
Fleece Fox Fiber?
Fleece Fox
Okay.
Fiber, yeah.
All right. Risa gets the updates every day.
Not every
almost
day.
every day, but
I want to get updates every day, but I can't bother them too much. But yeah, that's the foreseeable future order of things. But it would all be a few weeks, the
Yeah.
3 to 4, 5 weeks.
yeah, before the cold weather comes.
Yes.
Okay, well there you go. Nomad Crow says you can send wallets to Wild Frontier Goods to reconstruct in different materials. You gotta ask him.
Yeah. So we can't.
Mike's my buddy, so he might do something more for me than he might for somebody else. But
I'm sure also it depends on his workload
right,
and stuff.
and
like that.
the difficulty. This was a simple card
yeah.
holder. Yeah.
And he also mentions that mommy dyed, so it's the natural dyed, the shining by dyed T-shirt he's talking about. This is not going to be coming this fall. It's the best case scenario spring next year, but it's going to be much later than this fall.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
why?
FY. Okay. Plus Jan says, have you heard of the Japanese brand Masterpiece, bag brand Masterpiece? Any opinions on them?
I used to have a backpack.
You still
I
do?
still
Yeah.
do have it. I never use it.
Yeah.
But when I started traveling a lot for work, that was my backpack to travel with. It's got like a side thing
For the
where you can
laptop.
put the laptop and
You have a Masterpiece backpack. I also have a Masterpiece backpack. I feel like I have a Masterpiece keychain. I have a couple of Masterpiece items. I also very much like Masterpiece products. They make very, very good bags.
but I feel like I haven't used it in like 10 years.
No,
I don't know.
I feel like you have.
I feel like it's been a while.
I'm just trying. I have a lot of backpacks. I'm just trying to think. When we went to Scotland, I'm trying to remember which backpack I brought. Oh, I have a Porter backpack that I think I use. Yeah, it depends. It really depends. We own a lot of bags. That's for sure. I guess we travel. We used to do a lot more traveling. So luggage and things like that was something that we owned a lot of. and we still do, but it just doesn't get as much use as it once did.
Yeah, but masterpiece bags are good. They're functional and they're
High quality,
durable,
yeah.
high quality. Yeah, it's recommend.
Yeah, big time. Mr. Lolmaster says, not gonna lie, Wild Frontier goods remind me of Bahzad and Risa in an alternative world. Maybe. Mike's got more muscles than I do.
He's a surfer now.
Yeah, he's a surfer. He's I have no
But
when
also
it comes to like athletics, I have zero ability. Zero.
Right.
Yeah. He's a lot more athletic than I am.
And he's also way more crafty. Like, he does things with his hands. So does Noriko, his wife. But it's kind of funny because they have a dog.
Yeah,
and
we have
cats.
Yeah.
So it's like an alternate.
Yeah, Bizarro us. But no, they're not Bizarro. They're great people.
Yes.
All right. Sai S says, I saw the Porter Kakishibu bag on your stand at the old place. What a beautiful bag. Wanted to get one, but could not justify the price in the U.S.
Right.
Yeah.
In the U.S., it gets even more expensive.
Yeah, there might have been a bit of a
but like
premium on that.
From my point of view, it was worth it. Like, obviously, I did not pay the U.S. price, but I bought at retail with like full Japanese retail price, and no regrets.
Yeah, there you go.
I wish I bought more.
Right. Speaking of U.S. pricing, we're going to get into it. This is a fun. It's my favorite topic. Everybody knows how much I love to talk about taxes. Said the word. Okay, you're excited for this too, I can tell. But before we get into the fun topic of this live stream, everybody hit that like button. It's a fun thing to do before we get into the fun topic of taxes. And we're going to keep it short, I promise. And I won't have too many hot takes. But policy has changed yet again. It is a ever changing landscape out there, as anybody who's paying attention to this kind of thing knows. And we sort of have to keep our eye on it because we ship a lot of stuff all over the world, so we have to be up to date with everything. And then the other day, FedEx or somebody sent us an email saying, hey, there's a new policy and you got to be aware of it. So the new policy is that America is dropping the de minimis policy, their de minimis rules. Yeah. So up until I think it started in 2016 and it is going to end on August 29th. We'll see if it actually ends on August 29th. Who knows? But the policy was if you imported anything for personal consumption under $800, so whether it was something that you bought online or maybe you went on a vacation somewhere, you bought some stuff, you brought it back, you didn't have to pay duties on, or you didn't have to pay taxes or duties or any of that stuff on those items that you have for personal consumption. So when we shipped an item to the United States, it just got delivered like you had bought anything, locally. Now that is going to change. So depending on where you import the item from, not so much where you import it from, but where the item was made, right? So you're as a consumer, you're going to have to know these things. And all of our products are made in Japan, so you don't have to worry about, things being made in this place and that place. All of the products we make are made here in Japan. And Japan and the United States have come to an agreement of a 15% tariff. So that means going forward, after August the 29th, items that you buy from wonderlooper.com will be
starting on 29th.
Oh, starting on the 29th. Yeah. Things that you buy on our website, if you're in the United States, you will now have to pay an additional 15% tax, which will definitely be used for good things. All the good stuff that those taxes pay for.
So the like other countries, they didn't have like this $800 waiver thing. Yeah. So a lot of other,
like if you're in Europe or Canada, you're already used to. And even I would say if you're a little bit older, pre-2016, if you're in the United States, you were used to this already. Like right. Because if you ever bought anything online, you got dinged with a little bit of thing.
From overseas, yes, specifically. Because when you're dealing with an overseas entity, it's a little bit different than local entity, because if you're local, like the business has the burden of collecting the sales tax from you and then paying to the government. Whereas like with businesses based in another country, if you import something, then the burden is on you as an importer of the goods, not the business who's sending it to you. But so the thing is, like, what's going to happen is that when you receive a FedEx package, it's either FedEx or whatever, like whatever the courier is, except for postal service.
Yeah, that's
we're
a whole
gonna get
nother
into
thing,
that. But whenever you order something and you receive it, you either receive the tax bill at the time of delivery or later. But either way, what's going to happen is that FedEx or DHL or whoever is going to pay the import tax on like duties on behalf of you, and they charge you for the actual amount, the duty that you owe to the government, and also the handling fee for the FedEx to prepay, like do the thing importing for you on behalf of you. So that is a separate bill, and I know that it is not the ideal situation.
Yeah.
And everybody in Europe and in Canada and everywhere else that didn't have this like free roam, they have been dealing with that. But with this big change, it's new to American people also, and our business kind of having a big portion of our business coming from the States. We really think that it might be beneficial for us to figure out a way to collect those import duties at the time of your purchase. We collect it on, and we pay it on behalf. So there's no secondary bill. There's no like uncertainty when you pay for everything up front. Then that's it. You just have to wait for the goods to come. So that's what we've been talking about. And
so that change will be coming hopefully
before the 29th.
So soon. So purchase on our website. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. So this will apply to everybody. You'll get a breakdown of the bill. Here's the items that you're purchasing. Here's the the taxes and duties and the fees, whatever that are going to be charged. You just pay us, and then when you receive the package, there's no guesswork. You just get the package, right? There's no bill coming later on. None of that. We then have to give that money to FedEx or somebody, and then FedEx distributes it one way or another. And I'm going to say the annoying part on our end is that it's going to make our sales look like through the roof. Like on our back end, like our accountant is going to be like, "What did you do?" I'm like, "Well, we just became tax collectors." Like
the plus part, extra part that we get as sales numbers, and those like directly, not only does it directly go to the not directly to the government, but directly goes to as a tax money goes away. But also we get charged percentage on whatever that we
collect.
So it's actually not ideal for us. But I think like for us,
for convenience factor and just
we just also don't want to deal with customers being surprised, right? That's not in the what's the word I'm looking for? Interest of that is not in the interest of us. For us,
or you. Really, anyhow, we just want to make it smoother, and so that's something that we're trying to implement soon. So at the very least, when you shop with us, it's going to be very, very clear. It's the bill is going to look like your bill if you had purchased locally. When you buy something up from a local store, a local online store, it's going to have the price of the item, it's going to have the taxes, and then shipping fees or whatever it is. It's all just going to be itemized. So
and that isn't just applying to U.S. orders. It's going to apply to all international orders. So for people who had to deal with like secondary bill in the past, like you don't have to worry about that once we get that set up. We just have to figure it out.
Yeah. John Egg says, if only your cotton being from the U.S. would be helpful. Yes. I do. I would just say that in the spirit of this whole situation, it's kind of like, we use a lot of American cotton, and a lot of times, like, we very specifically want to use American cotton, and it's like, okay, well, there's no. I would say in the spirit of, how can I say it? I don't want to get too political here or anything like that. But in the spirit of like, trying to bolster the American economy, wouldn't you want to deal with partners that are also good trading partners in that respect? Like, we're using your products, we're making it for Americans, this and that. We're making it for everybody. But still, anyways, it's, when I make the rules, believe me, they're going to be a lot better.
Yeah. So, I mean, one thing to clarify here, though, is that America and Japan never really had like a
there was no free trade
agreement.
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, like your our U.S. retail partners, they had to deal with duties and stuff even before. So, it's just that like a bonus thing where you as an individual don't have to worry about duties personally. That kind of thing is now gone.
Yeah, right.
It's very sad.
your the retail stores in America that you dealt with, like, technically you are already paying all these fees because the de minimis policy only applied to personal import. So the retail guys who were importing it, they all had to pay the taxes and the duties and all that stuff when they imported it, and they built that already into the prices. So sometimes you would see American prices a little bit higher than prices internationally, but then for us you have to pay higher shipping, with them less shipping. Somehow it all sort of balances out. But
it's just like this thing just got announced 2 days ago. I learned about it 2 days ago, so I'm not really sure how it's all gonna work out. But I've actually shopped from like Essence, for instance, based in Canada. They do also like everything included the price. So if I order something from Essence in Japan, like they deal with all of that. And then their thing is that like this price, like the price that you see on the website, that includes all of those fees. So like I think that's what we should do. There's no like, like after you put it in a cart and when you're about to check out, you get like all these other fees. Like I think that's not good. So that's our aim. We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted. But a little bit of changes are coming to the website. Wrist Code says you should not pay tax as you would be writing off what you pay to FedEx. Have a chat with an accountant. No, it's not that we have to pay tax. We have to pay processing fees.
Yes.
So when we take in money from the website, so if we take in $1,000, we have to pay some, percentage of that. But if like we're taking in $1,000 for our product plus another 15% for taxes, well, we're still paying that 3% on that money that we then are giving away. So like those fees, we still have to cover it.
Yeah.
And I just also for your knowledge, also when we like say for example, if somebody buys something and not just us but anywhere, like if you buy anything anywhere, if you buy something and they process a refund, that fee that they paid to FedEx, not FedEx, for Visa, American Express, or whatever, that processing fee doesn't get refunded. So they're still on the hook. So if like you buy an item and then you return it, they still are on the hook for that fee. That doesn't get refunded as the refund gets processed. So anyway,
and it's just like
everyone, there's always like, we'll take 1% here, 3% there, 4% there, and like there's a lot of like this little nitpicky stuff.
Like payment processing fee, I think is way too high. Like it is just there's nothing you can do for like 3-4%. Like that's a big chunk.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like that's not. Is that only to like have like what kind of costs do they have? Of course they have to cover the fraud charges and all that stuff. Sure, but. It's like once they figure out, like you have the network, then you don't really...
it's just they have the network, and it just is what it is. You
It's
know,
way too high. I think somebody should come up with a 1.5%
hey,
flat
that's.
payment.
I mean, I'm just saying that's what
But
yeah, but that's what sort of crypto is. Look,
yeah,
there's a lot of crypto, things, but like the idea is that hey, there's a decentralized form of payment, and you can just freely exchange. That's sort of the concept. I'm sure some crypto person who knows a lot more is gonna go deep in whatever. I'm not really into that
but
stuff.
even
But
crypto, like people take
yes,
processing
there's
fees,
some
right? Like how much are these? Like I hope it's like 1% because
I don't know. I'm not. I've barely dipped a toe in there. Cathedral Ring says card processing fees. Canada is the only country who has stood up to the networks. I don't know what you mean specifically, but I do remember a couple of years ago, Walmart Canada.
oh yeah.
Like Walmart Canada, like Visa wanted to like increase their fees, and then Walmart Canada was like, nope. And then they're like, oh, you're not gonna negotiate with us. We'll just stop taking Visa. It might have been Visa, it might have been MasterCard. I don't remember. It was one of them. And countrywide, they were like, we are not going to accept this brand of credit card. And it was just like, wow, that's a power move. I don't have that power. I certainly don't have that power.
Yeah. But it's nice when the big guy is the one who stand up for the big guys, because little guy stands up for the big guy, makes no difference.
Yeah.
But big guy does it, then they have to be like, oh shit, like we gotta figure it out.
Hopefully, the thing is, like, it applies to them and it doesn't apply to the rest of us.
I know.
Anyhow, Walmart, use some of that muscle our way. We'd appreciate it. Casey Hood says, I love the ELS recycled and I have two, so I don't have to wait until next year. Do you know if anything comparable in thickness or softness and flexibility? So I don't have to wait until next year to get one. Good news is we are going to be restocked a little bit earlier than next year.
Yeah.
So it's in the works.
It's in the works.
Yeah.
It's gonna come, in the fall time. I think it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be like early deliveries of fall, but it will be sometime in the fall. And the thing about like comparable, I can't say that word.
Comparability.
But it's that, like, we can't have a bazillion
of the same. Yeah.
So like each t-shirts that we develop has to be
distinct.
Yeah. So it's not gonna be like the same kind of t-shirts, but with different material or something like that. But I mean, if you like this weight, I would say the Fox Fiber Tsuruyami tees are relatively similar. Like it's
weight wise, it's in the ballpark.
Yeah. So maybe that's
that might right for a sooner. If you want to add a t-shirt sooner, then look into the Fox Fiber tees. But we will have the ELS recycled cotton tees back in the fall at some point. Mr. Wizard of 32 ounce is in the house and he says, "Can we get some likes, people? Can we get some likes, people? The good man Garrett over here is asking kindly, so let's all do that for Garrett. Thank you very much." And he says, "Our watches are matching today. I still remember going to the shop to get yours with you." It sounds like Garrett also caught the G-Shock bug recently and then went and bought one of these.
He got it from you.
Yeah, he definitely
like contagious disease.
Definitely a contagious disease. But yeah, good for you, my friend. You speed runned the G-Shock obsession. The Continuum says, "I work in payments for a bank. There are a lot of tiny charges that get bundled together. Even if crypto disrupts, they will find a way to keep their fees. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. Yeah. Sometimes I think of like these things and they're just life taxes.
Yes, it's also bit like a cost of doing a business, right? Like, and it's like we just have to build a business with these kind of fees in mind. It's just that if we don't have to worry about that, then we can kind of give the saving to the consumer too.
Yeah.
So then everybody gets happy. So I don't
But-
know. I just feel like there's a lot of, like everybody accepts it because there's no other option.
There's no escape.
But it is seemingly way too high, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. If things were, how can I say it? If things were the way people want them to be, then people would not be so salty about, doing this stuff. But, when you're kind of forced to do something, that's when the salt starts to, do what it does. And, I just think about like, how did piracy of music end? It wasn't because they went out, they sued everybody and they, tried to force down all these, illegal websites. No, what did they do? They just charged people, in my opinion, a very reasonable price for music. An incredibly, unbelievably reasonable price for music.
Reasonable and easy.
Yeah.
Like make it convenient.
Yeah.
So people want to use that instead of having to like individually look for torrents.
Yeah, downloads from some weirdo Russian websites and only get Bulgarian turbo folk music. Sorry, you have to, for me, I mean, that's the way I think of things. Things need to be convenient for customers and, at prices that they can understand and, they find value in. And, just death by 1,000 fees. It's just, it's very annoying.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Nima asks, I'll be in Japan in early December. Will the shop be open? We will have the showroom open.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call it a shop because I feel like when it's a shop, you have a certain kind of expectation.
Yeah.
And I don't think we would have that. It would be a in-person shoppable showroom.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, we are kind of getting the last thing sorted for us to, start taking appointments and, having this the space open for customers if they want to come in. Again, it will be appointment based, so we would have like a appointment setting, making page on our website. And I'm just getting the speaking of payment processing, we'll have the payment processing capability in person here. And
we're trying to get the tax-free also here.
That might take a little longer.
So just so you know how tax-free works in Japan, because we had the fun topic of taxes today. Tax-free in Japan is very interesting because as of the present, this is a policy that is going to be sunsetted next year. But if you come to Japan now, and it has been for, I would say, so long, many stores take part in something called just tax-free shopping. So you can go to the electronic store like Yodobashi Camera or Bic Camera. You want to buy a DJI Osmo Pocket 3 camera. You go in and there's the price, and that price usually includes the consumption tax, which is in Japan right now is 10%. So consumption tax is just sales tax. You show your passport. You show that you're on a like a tourist visa, like somebody who's not here permanently. They will remove the tax for you right there on the spot. And then you just pay the price, which is very convenient. So like you could do this at electronics store, a lot of clothing stores, a lot of places offer this service. And it's a very, very nice service to have. So that's not to say that, when you go to your home country, you don't have to pay taxes on those items. You should properly declare everything that you purchase as purchases as per what you're supposed to do. I would never tell you not to do that. So you should definitely declare it and follow the rules of your land. But when you shop here in Japan, you can, in many places, take advantage of that. Not everybody does it, but some places do it, and we would like to do it here. So when you shop here in person, we can not have to charge you the consumption tax, because we know that the vast majority of the people who are going to be coming here they're tourists. They're here for a couple of weeks, maybe longer, but they're not. We'll have some probably people who live here, but you know what I mean. So the point is that you can take advantage of that when you're here.
And if you're shopping here, like you should maybe like ask the store. Like they're not gonna be offended. They're like, even if they don't do it, like they will know what you're talking about. And it's like, if you do tax free, and if they do, you just ask them to do it. This excludes things that you're gonna consume while you're staying here. So hotels, any meals,
Like a restaurant,
food, those kind of things does not apply. But anything else that you're gonna bring home with you, you can not pay taxes on it. But Japan is changing that method next year in the fall, like maybe October or November, something like that, in 2026.
Yeah.
So we only have like a year and a little bit left in this. And after that, after they sunset this program, what's going to happen is that you're going to have to pay consumption tax up front at the store. And then basically you're going to like get a rebate on that
At the airport.
When you are leaving, because I think a lot of people took advantage of that.
Yeah. You know what's annoying about that policy? Is that what they're going to do is they're going to refund you in Japanese yen at the airport, right? Which is like, what are you going to do with this Japanese yen now that you're leaving? It's very annoying. I'm sure the cash converter booth that's going to be right next to them is just going to be like, yeah, we'll give you a terrible rate on that yen if you want to get rid of it right now.
Yeah. I actually don't know if it's going to be cash only, to be fair, but who knows?
Yeah.
Anyways, so it's going to be not as easy for you because you have to do that at the airport. Maybe you're running late and you can't do it. And I think that's the plan. Like, that's the plan that they say that, it's because, some people took advantage or that, it didn't apply. But I think the real reason is that they're hoping that enough people would just not get the refund and just that becomes the government's money. Anyways, because it's sunsetting, we just we want to get it up and running as quickly as we were opening this space. So I'm just I don't know. I think that process is a government process also. It's it need to be approved. So I don't know how long it's going to take, but we're going to do that. So if you're coming into Japan in the next year and a little bit, then we should be able to give you an option to do that.
Yeah. Stanley B says, me going home dripped in full denim and a Grand Seiko. No officer. I bought nothing at all. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, things like that, you just put it on, and it's like I'm, this is mine.
I didn't buy anything. Dude, I would, on so many occasions before I moved to Japan, when we would travel here, I would come with practically empty luggage. I would come with empty luggage, literally. I would have sometimes just one or two changes of underwear because the second we landed. Me and Brandon would go and just buy all of this. This was before Uniqlo and things like that were in Canada or in the United States. You just couldn't get this stuff. So it was I became all of my socks and underwear were from Uniqlo. And so we'd go and we just buy everything. So I travel with almost nothing.
And let me remind you, this is when Bahzad didn't do laundry regularly.
Yeah, I would just keep buying underwear.
Because he has a bazillion underwear from all the trips that he takes.
I would any city we would go to, I would travel because I hated carrying. I didn't want to carry that much stuff, and I wanted stuff to I wanted room to shop. So I would travel with nothing, and I would just buy everything when I got there, and it was a very interesting way to shop. I'll tell you that much.
Takana says 15% import fee, 10% tax, free shipping fees. Sounds like it would be better to fly to Japan and shop till you drop. I mean,
I'm going to say yes, but where they can technically get you is at the airport. You have to declare what you shopped for. That's the rule.
Yes, but also, I mean, traveling, it takes time. Not only cost, obviously there's cost involved in flying and staying and everything, but it also involves time. So I mean, not everybody can afford that.
From Los Angeles to Tokyo, what is that? A 9-hour flight?
No, 9, maybe. I don't know if it goes under 9, maybe 10 to 12 or something like that. One way is shorter, the other way is longer. I think the longer way is almost 12 hours.
It's not so bad. From Montreal to Toronto, the drive, 5-6 hours. One way.
Yes, but the flight time is 12 hours, but you need to be there like 2 hours early.
It's okay. You got to get lunch. Those are just normal things you got to do anyways, you know?
Anyways, I would
yeah.
recommend that you come to Japan because that's also an experience that, you know, you enjoy it. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Both Garrett and Cathedral Ring with a similar sentiment. Better service killed piracy, but it's coming back due to rising costs of movie streaming platform fatigue. And then Cathedral Ring says, by the time you get every channel you want, you're paying 10 times more than cable ever cost. It's like we took 10 steps in reverse. I'm going to defend it. I'm going to defend it for a minute. Okay. Number one, I remember paying for cable and it was like $80 a month or something like that. It was a lot. Like
and $80 back then.
Yeah.
Also.
Right. And you didn't get every channel that you wanted. You wanted this pack. Okay. It's another $10 just for one channel. Right.
And like some of these channels are like the same thing over and over again. If you don't want to watch it, you're never going to want to watch it.
How many times do I need to watch, what was that show on MTV that they just, it was with Rob Dyrdek. Anyway, it was just one of these, like, you know, he'd react to like funny clip shows. But it was just on all the time, like 24/7. Like, and I'm just like, okay. So there was a lot of channels that would just constantly play the same things over and over and over again.
Channel.
Right. And then like, especially in Canada, it's just like, oh, you get a 50 channel package. And it's just like, okay, here's all the Canadian channels. Here's all the French versions of those Canadian channels that you definitely are going to use. So fine. I'm not saying that there's not stuff on streaming that you're not going to not use.
At least streaming is on demand.
Yeah,
you start when you want to.
And okay, so for the price of Netflix, you get all the movies, new movies, Netflix-made movies, which, by the way, I barely consume any of them. Mm-hmm. I don't really watch Netflix all that much, but I still pay for it because, you know, every now and then it's just convenient to have. But the point is that we're also not going to the movies anymore. How much did the movies cost? How much did going on to the movies with your partner, with your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your kids, whoever, plus popcorn, this, that, and the other thing, by the time you were out, the cheapest for two people, just for two people, you were looking at $30-$40 just for 2 hours of entertainment, right?
And you have to get there.
Yes.
But I mean, the movies and movies. I think you can't compare that experience with the TV.
But my point is that like going to Blockbuster, renting a couple of movies for the weekend. The time it took you to do that, you rent it, the late fees, this, that, and the other thing. Those things cost money too. I still think that even with a handful of streaming services, it is still unbelievably cheaper. Buying one Blu-ray movie brand new right now, if you want to buy a 4K, it's like $30. How much does Netflix cost? Not $30, right? And then for music, I'm just going to say, if Spotify, you get a family plan or a 2-person plan, even a 1-person plan. How much did one new CD cost? $15-$17? Okay. Still way cheaper. Still way cheaper.
I think I'm in agreement with whoever said that. It's just like it's getting back because honestly, this past week, I wanted to watch an episode of Dateline. I don't watch all the Dateline, but like I wanted to watch this one episode. So we have Peacock.
Yeah.
And it's a paid subscription Peacock. You know, you pay monthly. And you
get the commercials.
You get like a real, like not like a, you know, YouTube like 90 seconds commercial. It was like a 3 minutes commercials every like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
it was like
annoying.
Literally like, you know, okay, like free TV. I understand you need to watch, you know, a lot of commercials, but this is the paid service. Like, what is the point of paying if you still have to watch like, you know, 10 minutes of commercial?
Right. Very fair. Very fair. Now, do I think the prices could be lower? Absolutely. If they didn't make some of these crappy movies that cost them $100 million to make, and there's plenty of crappy, you know, movies and shows that they make, plenty of them. Stop making those, license the old movies that we all want to watch, and make the price cheaper. That's what I would do. If I was president of Netflix, when I'm the president of everything, you know, I'll fix it all. But if I was the president, that's what I would do. Mm-hmm. Get rid of those originals, give us what we want, and package in as many services as you can, right? Make the price so unbelievably good that nobody can deny it, and then your subscription rates are going to go through the moon.
Like
right?
they do with music. I think with music they got it right. Like you have Spotify, you have Apple. I've never used Apple Music, so I don't know. But like I think the same thing. Like you have one subscription, and you can listen to anything you can ever think of. You know, it's like that makes sense to me. That is worth a lot of money. But if you have to have it, and then like you know, some shows are on Netflix, and then like next month it goes away, and then comes back after. It's...
Yeah. To be fair, we also spend like whatever like the amount we spend per month on streaming services is, we spend way more buying physical movies every month. So like
that's a different thing.
Yeah,
we want
right. Bingo. So like I'm just saying like, you know, sometimes people think about these things. Well, I spent less on cable. I'm like, yeah, but you're also getting all the movies, and like how much did it cost to go to the movies or Blockbuster or renting this and going there. So it is a little bit you know,
yeah,
you have to factor in how much value you're really getting.
But I think our thing is that like we know the good times before it got like really greedy. You know, these TV channels got really greedy with streaming services, right? Like we know the days where like Netflix had a lot of things.
Yeah,
you know, we just didn't have to worry about other things.
Right. Cathedral Link says Spotify got it right for them, but not the artists. Again, here's where I'm going to defend Spotify just a little bit. Now, if you're a nothing artist, if you're nothing, you're nobody, you can be on Spotify next to Michael Jackson, right? You could be next, if you're a metal band, you could be next to Metallica on the same platform. Nobody, and if you're young, you know what I mean? Who's the superstar, right? You don't, maybe you know, but maybe you don't know. The point is that like, how would you have done that before? Oh, you would have to get a record deal, and they'd have to do this and make a million music videos, and you'd have to somehow get your records into HMV all around the world. It would have been absolutely impossible. The chances of you making it anywhere close to being on the same shelf as Metallica would have been 0.00, a million zeros, and then 1%.
And even if you're at HMV successfully, like you unless your songs are on the radio, which costs also a lot of money to be on the radio, then it's like, then nobody's gonna spend $30 to just, you know,
buy your record.
Like nobody's like test listening all of the songs.
And then even if they bought your record, you would have made $1 off of that record, right? Now you're probably not going to make so much money from your music alone, but the chances of you licensing your music are a lot higher because you have just a world. You have Spotify, you have YouTube, you have all these things that can project your music out into the world. And then, of course, where your money is going to come from is if you have shows or if you have merch. And that's the business model for that. Like, it's, I just, sometimes I hear that stuff and I'm just like, man, you must not just remember how impossibly hard it was before. And even if you made it before, even if you made it big, didn't mean you were going to make money. Only a handful of artists have ever made money from this.
I think from the standpoint of like musicians who made money like from their music before, like yes, that's a ripoff. Like, oh, you're like, you know, licensing my music for such a little amount of money. But like that's because you were given the ability to do that yourself. And for them, I understand, like, and you know, in the beginning, like I feel like a lot of, you know, like a big artist is like, I'm not gonna go on, you know, Spotify or whatever, and then, you know, I think they all kind of ended up,
they all paid.
So they found the value in it.
The continuum, I think that's what it says. Theo Continuum says, artists get their money from touring now. Spotify is just advertising at this point. That's what I feel. I feel like, you know, that's not your primary income source. That is just a way to get your music out there. You know, it's not like there's record stores anymore. I mean, there are, in the same way that there are stores to buy and rent videos, but it's just not the way that most people consume music now. But man, you know, the amount of small artists I found on Spotify, just from like browsing and clicking, and you know, sometimes you see a little you know, Instagram reel, it's got a cool song, and you find it, and I'm like, man, this is not a big band. This is not a huge group, and I'm listening to them more than the stuff that these major people that I've heard of. So
and then Spotify sends me or like have the thing where like
this artist
the
is coming,
is touring like in your area. Like I wouldn't have known that Mariah Carey is coming to Japan if it wasn't for Spotify telling me about that.
To be fair, that's Mariah Carey, but still, we're going. We're gonna see Mariah. You gotta see Mariah. But yeah, anyhow, that's just my weirdo thoughts on that. I'm sure somebody's going to disagree hard.
Well, to be fair, we're not musicians.
I am not a musician.
That's not our source of income, so
right.
But
from a layman's and an old guy who, I am a mega physical media consumer, a lot. Okay, that's just the way I see it, right? From a consumer who has bought a lot of discs, who has a lot of discs. That's just the way I see it now.
But the conversation though is that physical media was going away anyways. It's just a matter of like how you consume like the media now. It's like and comparing to like TV shows or movies, like it's like music industry I think got it right for everybody, including musicians and consumers.
Yeah. So anyhow, fun topic. But I do like the world we're in. I'm just saying, everything is pretty accessible now, and you don't have to go on sketchy websites to find things anymore. You can, but it's not. I don't even bother with that. And Yukon Silver says, "Play Music introduced me to so many good artists. Too bad Google killed it and forced YouTube Music down our throats. YouTube Music algorithm just sucks." Garbage. I've never used it, but I'll take your word for it. So there you go. A little off topic.
The other day I learned that Pandora is still a thing. I did not know that.
I don't know what that is.
Pandora is like the like. Oh my god, that's how I.
That was the original music streaming.
It's just like. It wasn't the streaming. It was like it recommends like music and like it kind of like. I guess like the Spotify playlist and kind of things, where like you pick the music and then it just kind of like play the
similar songs that it might like
kind of things, and it was great.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Cathedral Ring says YouTube pays us better than any other platform.
Okay.
Good. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, we are on YouTube. We are not monetized on YouTube, but we're not. We don't. That's not our income. Is we sell you products, but
But I mean, that's because YouTube has like ads, right? Like
YouTube. I have it set that we have monetization on. Because in order to turn ads off, you have to turn monetization on so that your channel can be monetized. And so then I turned it on, and then I turned off ads. So you really shouldn't, as far as I know, you should not see ads when you watch our videos. So I don't want you to have to watch an ad to watch one of our videos. All right. That's some fun topics there. Okay, so we covered taxes. We covered visiting the shop. We covered
some upcoming
releases. I don't have too much other news other than that. I think in the newsletter I sort of mentioned that like it's been sort of a regular busy week for us, but nothing tremendous occurred this week. Some inventory came in, put that away. Somebody asked a minute ago about this monitor. We got this monitor in. This is that came. It's a new little tool for the office here.
Yeah, very useful.
Right. It's here. Let me show it because I think it's kind of cool. It's just like a rolling TV, and then you can turn it like that. So,
our aim is to utilize that monitor for our new live stream setup.
Yeah. Right now we're sitting at a desk and like we have a computer monitor here. But what I want to do is maybe do the live stream from the couch and then have that as our main monitor so that we can read the comments and see everything coming through that. And so we just wanted to have something that was movable and, we can use it in a lot of different ways. So that's why we got that thing. It's a LG Swing monitor. LG Swing monitor. It's okay. It's not the highest spec monitor in the world, but I do like its convenience factor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a touch screen too.
Yeah. So anyhow,
highly recommend.
A new little tool for the office. So that came in this week, and aside from that, just trying to get everything planned. You get the news of the different shipping things that are happening. We may also expand our shipping options. So we had a meeting about that as well. So we, I know some people were asking about DHL, for example. So we might make that as an option. We're still working out rates and things.
Yeah, I think in general, maybe DHL and like FedEx is great, but like FedEx is they're strongest in America, maybe not so much in other parts of the world. So we're hoping to get like options. I guess we'll see what happens, but yeah, I think different carrier have very slightly different like services, when they deliver and how they deliver and stuff like that. So hopefully DHL it's better in certain areas, and we're gonna try it, and maybe we'll hear back from you guys on the experience.
Yeah. Okay. Another thing, some questions coming into the chat. Gloria Steele says, how long for Tate and Yoko to get shirts once you release? Well, what'll happen is we will basically plan a release date once we have everything, and then we will get everything shipped out to our retailers pretty quick. And so we sort of aim it so that everybody who's going to get those items gets it, and then the release date will come shortly after that. So yeah, the release time is usually around either on the same day or around that time. Mm-hmm. So
it depends on the retailer and how busy they are and stuff like that. But we just make sure it's possible for them to release at the same time, so that it's not like
Yeah. Gloria Steele says, would love to see hoodies and shirts before taxes. Hoodies,
like it's that's the part that it was like 2 months later it would have been great, but
one thing that I don't like, there's a lot of things I don't like, but the way that these policies are coming is that you also don't know if they're coming, right? It's like, okay, well, this is coming in 3 weeks or 4 weeks. I'm like, well, that doesn't give business like a lot of time to adjust to these things, right? And so and then it just often turns out like the day before, actually we're gonna postpone it for 90 days. It's like, okay, well, now that we have 90 days, okay, fine. But like, I would say that you already knew that at the very beginning.
Yes.
But because we don't already know that, we don't know how to adjust for whatever it is. And we want to be compliant with everything. But, it's creating a lot of chaos. And, maybe that's the goal. I'm sure that is the goal. Mission accomplished, land that plane, mission accomplished. That's how it's going to be. But, yeah, we'll see. I mean, if we can get those items to you up before, we will. If not, then, it's, who to thank. And don't worry, the money will definitely go to a good cause. It's all being used for the best things. You guys are getting all this. Anyhow, I won't get into it because that's a Bahzad rant that won't go on this channel. It will not. Okay. Adam says, would you guys ever sign or autograph a t-shirt, then embroider it? I think that would be so fun. Mr. Adam Johnson. I don't want to autograph your t-shirt because I don't wear your name, right? If you want like a signature of ours, the chain stitching itself, the act of it is,
and the t-shirt itself that has all our prints all over the place. So it's that's our work that's put into that.
Right.
So.
We used to autograph a lot of jeans back in the day, and I just remember it was funny because it was like, for example, like we'd be in Thailand and like we'd have these big events and some people would come with their jeans and they had in their hands like, can you sign the leather patch or can you sign the pocket bag? Okay, we'll sign it. But sometimes dudes would just come up to you and they just stick their like butt out and they're like, can you sign the patch? And I'm just like, okay, and I'm signing some dude's butt basically. And I'm like, man, rock stars get to sign like, fun bits. If you're in denim, you get to sign dude's butt.
Maybe you can be a rock star.
Can't be a rock star. I don't want to be a rock star. I'm just saying it's a totally different level. I had a friend who she was very obsessed with the Backstreet Boys, like a lot obsessed, like ridiculously obsessed. And she had like Backstreet Boys tattoos. She also got tattooed. Like she'd get their autographs and then she'd go and get it tattooed. And so she had all the Backstreet Boys tattoos. And I'm like, you are like I've never seen a fan so dedicated. Like it was incredible. She was super nice. Like really such an awesome person. And her dedication to the Backstreet Boys was unbelievable. Definitely number one fan.
She's probably in Vegas right now.
I hope so. I hope she's enjoying their Vegas show. Anyhow.
But yeah, like jeans has a lot of like, hidden spot like inside of the jeans or like the leather patch, like where you can like, sign and, it's not going to ruin the, item. But I feel like t-shirts are a little bit more in your face.
Yeah.
It's not that it would ruin it. It's just like, it's not, I don't think that's all you want.
Yeah.
Like,
like I even remember when I was at camp, when I was at like summer camp, and then at the end of summer camp, everybody would sign everyone's t-shirts, and I think, I don't know, it just remind, it's not something you wear after,
It's a piece of memorabilia. Yeah.
So I think that if you really want me to sign your t-shirt, I'll sign your t-shirt, but I think it's better, and you'll get more wear out of it if you get your initials, your name, and then, we'll have it embroidered for you. And I think that's better. That's my opinion. BD says, Bahzad, when do you plan and then write out the newsletters? It depends. Usually it's Thursday or Friday. So it's like right at the end of the week-ish. And I'll write it out and get sent out. So it's, usually it takes me a little bit, but, I basically write a few notes, like what happened during the week. And I, try to put a story together and something fell. But it's usually at the end of the week. So you get my full week's experience in the weekly newsletter. Cathedral Ring says he writes them by candlelight late in the night, and he does it with calligraphy on rice paper before moving it to the computer. I do it in the dark. Like I'm in the back of the warehouse, like over there. And I don't turn on the lights are on now, but like I actually keep the lights off like most of the time, and I'm just usually over there, just like
instead of candlelight at the monitor light.
Yeah. Sullivan says, I love newsletters, and yours is 5 stars. Well, thank you very much. Back in the early versions of our newsletters, I used to do like movie review or like movie recommendation.
But we stopped watching movies.
It's been we stopped watching movies. Like we just didn't have enough time, so I was struggling to do that. But maybe those might come back. I just sometimes
that would be a good reason for us to be motivated to like watch more movies. Because we're just kind of like we don't have the energy now. But if there's a reason to watch a movie, maybe
weekend movie watching. So if you think that'll be fun, we can get back into adding those in. But I also don't want to write like 5 paragraphs about the movie. When I would write them, I would write like 1 paragraph basically. I didn't want to give anything away. I just wanted you to watch it and what I liked about it. What oftentimes it was like maybe the styling that I really liked. But anyhow, we'll see.
Speaking of movie styling, the Streets of Fire.
Streets of Fire. Yeah, man, that movie was great. We watched that recently. Have you guys ever seen it? Streets of Fire. Very fun movie to watch. It reminded me a lot of the movie The Warriors. You guys ever watched that movie? And I think if Garrett's watching, he might like it because there's a lot of like biker leather jacket stuff.
Yeah.
Garrett always looks good in a leather jacket, and it's got a young William Dafoe in it.
Willem.
Willingham. Sorry, maybe you can't see it so good on the screen here.
But like in one scene, Willem Dafoe like comes in this like leather patent, like shiny leather, like like a overall kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like no shirt underneath. It was just like the weirdest scene. Like, why is he wearing that?
Yeah. But he definitely looked really cool in this movie. A lot of leather, a lot of like, the kind of stuff I think us, people who like rough and tough wear would enjoy. Maybe we wouldn't all get into these outfits, top to bottom. But, if you like that sort of old school, like greaser look, this is a sort of, my impression of this movie is that it was like an 80s version of the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that. But check it out. It is a musical. At least there's a lot of musical bits in it, and
a musical.
It's not a musical, but there's a lot of music. Yeah,
based.
Yeah,
there's a lot of music in it.
Yeah, so check it out. I'm trying to find some stuff that isn't just the biker gangs, but anyhow, you can find it out there. It's out in the wild, and if you get it on Blu-ray, then you have it forever, or watch it online somehow.
But yeah, so the good guys, like bad guys, are biker gangs, are all leather, black, whatever, and then everybody else, like the good
military fatigues and
a little bit like tweedy, a little bit like more like a working person kind of outfit.
Yeah,
and it was just very interesting.
Right. Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage was inspired by Streets of Fire. Oh, well, very interesting. Streets of Rage was a Sega Genesis game.
Oh, it's a
Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3. 2 was the best. Although that Streets of Rage 4 was very good. Mm-hmm. I do like that game. I played a lot of Streets of Rage as a young man. Axel, Blaze, and somebody else. I don't remember. But yeah. Cool game. Great soundtrack also. Great soundtrack. Mm-hmm. Streets of Rage. Also great soundtrack, Streets of Fire. So check them both out. The Moore says, my vote is for you to return to movie night, healthy work/life balance. All right. Next week we'll have one for you. I look for October could be spooky movie month, just we'll try to make it thematical or something. September is like back to school, There's all the back teen high school movies that you can enjoy.
Oh, and we can watch Fantastic Mr. Fox.
There you go.
Before we release the Fox Family.
Boom. All right, so we'll make it all relevant, I promise. Oh, speaking of it's not relevant at all, but earlier I was talking about how I have no physical abilities. I'm not an athletic guy. Another new Snoopy mug that we got. So I don't think we showed this one last week. This is another new one that we got here for the office. We got Snoopy here doing his best. That's how I feel when I'm running. And keeping fit is hard work.
It is.
It sure is.
It
and then
is.
we got another classic one here as well. Some more Snoopy mugs.
Happy
The Fire
Snoopy
Kings.
and Woodstock.
Yeah.
And at times, life is pure joy. It sure is.
There you go. All right. Okay. Let's see what else we have in the chat.
Japanese word of the week. Remember that?
Oh, right.
That was something.
Do you have a good one, an appropriate one for today?
Oh wow, you're putting me on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
You know all the Japanese words.
Do I?
Yeah, I think you do.
I don't think I know all of it.
You're
I know
so much
some of it.
better at Japanese than me.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
I have like 19 more years more experience.
At least.
Something like that.
Yeah.
When did you start studying?
Not very long. Anyhow, it doesn't matter.
What is a good word? I don't know.
What's a funny sounding word?
Funny.
Yes.
Oh, so the other day, Bahzad learned the word jiguzagu.
Yep.
Jiguzagu is like when it's like this,
Zigzag.
Like zigzag. Yeah.
Jigujagger.
Jiguzagu. Zigzag, yes.
Yeah.
But so he was laughing at it.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what's even more funny is dekoboko. And dekoboko is basically like this. You know, it's more like when it's an uneven surface. You know, when the ground is uneven, it's dekoboko. But we have kanji, the Chinese character for it, and it literally is like a caveman letter kind of thing.
Let's find this. Deko boko.
Yeah, maybe I could show it on my phone. I don't know if we can type it.
I'm gonna type it in. DECOBOCO kanji.
Yeah.
There you go. It's a funny looking kanji. That doesn't even look like a Japanese language. It doesn't look like any language.
It's like a caveman's language.
Yeah.
I just find it funny.
And I guess that's exactly what it means.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Yeah. An uneven surface. Deko boko. It's a very funny sounding word.
Yeah.
There you go. There's Japanese word of the week, everybody. Deko boko. Next week we'll have another funny Japanese word for you to learn. Okay. And somebody was asking about Streets of Fire. What's that movie about? Classic plot. Easy plot. I love easy plots. Guy's girlfriend gets kidnapped. Got to get her back.
Ex-girlfriend.
Still. His love interest. Gets kidnapped
by the bad guys, which is the biker gang.
And so you got to go get him. That's it. Simple. I don't need anything more complicated than that. That's the plot of Double Dragon. You know, girlfriend gets punched in the stomach. They take her away. You got to go.
Super Mario.
Bingo. Peach gets kidnapped by King Koopa. Done. You got to go save the princess. It's a very simple, let's just make more movies like that. I don't want to think too much. All right. Everybody, I think we're going to call it there. It's been a good stream.
Yes.
Next week, hopefully, we will have some release announcements. Hopefully. At least we might be a little bit closer to that. We're getting closer. We're gonna try and beat that deadline. We gotta get those shirts out to you as soon as we can. But we'll be back again next week. We'll have snack time next week. I couldn't find anything that could top those sour candies last week, so we'll do some more of that. We'll do some exploring today. So we'll leave it there, everybody. Hope you had a good time. We definitely had a good time for the Wonder Libra live stream, the greatest live stream in the history of live streams. And before we go, don't forget to do something nice for yourself
and somebody else.
That's it, and somebody else.